G'day. Welcome to the stream. Good to have everyone back for another edition of YouTube Creator News. And as always, we're here. People are coming in. The GIFs are flying. We're amping it up, and let's jump in by turning a few things on here. Make the screen look pretty. Yeah, my name's Doug. Welcome back for another week. Every Saturday morning we come together and talk about some of the YouTube news and announcements for the week. A little lighter than previous weeks, but you know, there's always a calm before the storm. So we've got a few things to hit today, and we're going to be talking. I'm going to break down some of the issues I have with the new hype feature and what I think YouTube's done wrong and what they might need to do to fix it, or to get it correct, or to do something. So hopefully someone's paying attention. Probably not, but we'll put it out there anyway. But before we do, we need to jump in and say hello, see who's coming in the chat, because we always like to talk about and acknowledge the community, which is always a good thing. So let's make sure that we're streaming in the vibes, the vibe music, background music, as always brought to you by Creator Mix. As you can see at the top, we play the tracks that appears near my head. All right, let's jump in, see what's going on here. It's coming in thick and fast today, so let's get going. We'll try and hit them in order. I've got them queued. Kevin Hawthorne, before we went live, good morning. As always, coming to us from Lakeland, Florida. It's good to see you, Kevin. We also got Stanley Orchard in before the stream went live, saying good morning. We also had live stream consultants coming in just before we went live, and even Larry at Home Rapid Repair, who found the missing play button. I don't know if I want to spoil it, but I think Nimble Live's gonna be interesting today. Let's keep going. Ollie Smith is here saying hello to everybody. Everybody here is beautiful. Calvin is here. It's always good to see Calvin. Haven't seen Calvin in the stream for a while, but it's good to see Calvin. See Calvin in the comments every now and then, and around the internets, around the YouTubes. Frankie's here again. Still dropped that YT in solidarity another week. Video jokes. Welcome to the stream. Appropriate emoji there for your channel emoji and channel profile. I think it works well. Amazing Yacht Destination saying good morning to everybody. Now I've got to click everything else manually. That's the ones I had queued. Davidson All Natural Gym is here. Good morning. Let's see. Chantel Hills is here. Hello. And that's it so far. So people still rolling in. I'll try and hit people as they come in. People like Ace Rocks Tech is here. Good morning. And Ace probably knows it's iPhone week, isn't it? This coming week. The number one rule I have now for iPhone week is at the end of the week when it's pre-order day, don't watch Viper's live stream, because last 2 years I pulled the trigger on the latest iPhone. I don't want to do that this year. That's good. Amazing Yacht Destinations dropping the membership, saying welcome to Houstonati. I don't know if it's a membership or a rejoin, but because that's a milestone regardless. I don't think it is. I think it's a rejoin. The way they apply the badges in here doesn't always make it clear, but whether it's that or we're gonna say another one of these.
Thank you for becoming a channel member.
Thank you for rejoining. Thank you for re-becoming a channel member. Good to have you. Good to have you back. Gover says I'm still just super quiet, trying to interact more. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes you pay, like, you're busy, maybe in your own comments, and you don't maybe get around. Sometimes you watch. I'm guilty of this. I watch content and I don't always jump in with a comment. Hopefully, if it's good, I drop a like. But yeah, sometimes I don't always jump in with a comment. I probably need to do that a little bit more. Okay, let's see. Chantel says she's not iPhone shopping this year. Absolutely, we're gonna. Yeah. Yep. It's we know so much. Once we know the announcement, we know the pattern now, don't we? We know, okay, well, the iPhone announcement's on the 9th, so the pre-order's going to be on the Friday and the 12th, and then it's going to be out the week later on the next Friday, which is the 19th. It's so predictable now. I wonder if the predictability takes the fun out. Gee, I'm becoming a tech live stream here. Eileen says, I need an iPhone upgrade, so hopefully they make it worth the wait. Yeah, looks like a little bit. It looks like they might have a design change this year with around the camera bump. At least I'm not sure what it's going to have. I haven't been tuning in too hard on the rumors. Let's see. Live stream consultant says, is iPhone 20 yet? Oh gee, what is it? 17. It's 17 unless they go trippy with us like they did with iOS this year, where they're jumping from iOS, whatever we're on. What are we on? 18 something? And then they're deciding to name it after the year, so we're jumping from 18 to 26, which is a bit odd. What if they did the same thing with the iPhones themselves? I don't know. I think people are going to go nuts. SMS guys in the house, good to see you. Hello. Yeah. Something always sort of lingers, doesn't it? In terms of when the new ones come out, because I know like Google just put out their Pixel 10s, but you know, if you go to the carriers or some of the other stores, they're still selling 9s, and I've seen 8s as well here in Australia, at least, like brand new, so you can go back a bit. Apple tends to do maybe some of that, at least maybe not directly from them, but some of the carriers still have back to probably 15s, or some of them, maybe not the whole range, but you know, some of them. I'll have to check on that. I haven't checked the iPhones lately, but I saw that on the Pixels the other day. I'm talking iPhones today. I'm talking iPhones and Pixels. iPhone 20. Oh, for the as in like the iPhone 10 came out, the iPhone or a 10 or with X came out for the 10 years of iPhones. The 10th anniversary, the 20th anniversary. It's funny though, because we haven't been doing, like, they're not doing the S's like they used to before the 10s. They go 7, 7S, or 5, 5S, 7, 7S, 8, 8S, whatever they did. Did they go to 8S? I know there was, anyway, there was S years, but now they were like, after that, it's like, once we got past that 10R and we got to the 11, there was 11, the 12, the 13, the 14, the 15, 16. Wanderer AUS is here. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm going to try and get off the topic of iPhones and Pixels. And let's jump in. Well, make sure if you've got any questions for me, you can drop them in the chat at any time. Put a Q in front of them that will tell me that that's a question for me to address in the stream as I'm going through the comments. We're going to talk about some news items today. We're going to talk about our main topic, which I already mentioned. But at any time, it's also a Q&A show, so you can drop your questions on that. So I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to roll right into let's get the news stories covered. Let's talk about Creator Insider as we do every week, and then we'll get to the main topic a little later, and hopefully we'll hit all the things. All right.
Stay tuned for Creator News.
Indeed, stay tuned. I should press the button. And as always, let's lose the barcode, the QR code. And here we are. Creator Insider was very quiet this week. Last week wasn't too much, but they did have the hype announcement. So that was sort of a larger thing. This week, very minor updates. And they talked about how you can share a direct link to your community page from your phone, of course, because that's where communities are. And then they're launching some new gift effects and an experiment with gift goals, all to do, those last two to do with vertical live streams. So give me a yes, a yes in the chat if you do vertical live streams, because we're going to be talking a little bit about that in terms of these GIFs today, and hopefully everybody knows sort of what that is. The problem with it, I'll talk to you about it, is that vertical live streaming GIFs are only available in the US, so the rollout is slow. All right, let's get on with it. Now, sharing community link, nobody really posted about this week, so I just sort of recapped it here. So now you can share a direct link to your community. If you're in the YouTube app, go to your channel page, tap visit community, which is your usual bar. Now, this is if you have it turned on. If you don't have it turned on, you can't share it because there's nothing to share. In the top right, you tap the three-dot menu, and then up will pop a little dialogue at the bottom. You can click share, and it'll give you the link that'll take people directly to your community page. I can demonstrate that if you wish, but I'm going to jump into the chat because there's already some questions coming in, and I'm going to hit those in just a second. But we can double back if we want to demo on that, but it's basically straightforward. Now, nobody actually is using their community feature. Like, I had mine on for a bit when it first announced it. I've turned it off. I just turned it on again now, just for demonstration purposes. But we'll keep that up the sleeve for that, because I want to thank you for that. Yeah, I had some trouble setting up scenes, and in the process, I think it's probably this one that I accidentally muted the microphone when I thought I was trying to mute some background sound that was happening. So hopefully, if it happens on the next scene change, we'll do that. You can read what's going on the screen. Animated GIFs. As you spend your jewels in vertical live streams, you can see all the animations. We'll have a demo on that in a second, because it will play in the background here. Let's see, gotta go to the next one. How does it work? Viewers buy jewels up front in bundles. GIFs show up briefly on the screen during the stream. Interactive ones are marked with a little purple animation, purple sparkle in the picker. This adds a new layer of fun and personalization to the chat. And we can play this thing. It's playing in the background. This is sort of what the dialogue looks like. Not doing anything. I think all the animations at the start of it. You can see it's moving. Oh. It's not moving. Why is the animation not moving? Anyway. This is sort of what it looks like. You get these GIFs, these little purple sparkles in the top corner, like above the crown there, for example. That shows that it's an animated one. The other ones are probably just pop up and are not animated. I actually thought that they were all animated. Like, I've seen them animate in some of the previous previews. So I'm a little bit confused with that one. Anyway, we're going to move on. Make sure that this scene isn't... Okay, this scene is not muted, so we're good. Okay. And I'm going to scroll back up in the chat just to find those questions in a second, because I just want to hit GIF goals, and then we'll go back to the other screen and hit the questions. GIF goals experiment. So this is a little bit like the super chat goals that we already get in these regular live streams, which I could demonstrate. But it's exactly the same thing, but for verticals. So instead of giving a suggested super chat goal, in vertical live streams, it's a suggested gift goal. So how many gifts people drop or something like that. And so you can set that the number of gifts and the duration, a lot like the super chat ones. And then once that goal's hit, there's a bit of celebration. You can only run one at a time. All pretty standard stuff. So it's basically just a copy of the one we have here in the regular horizontal streams that people can set up. I haven't seen too many people use it of late, the old gifts in the live stream, but it'll look something like this. I'll do a demo in the chat right now. We're just gonna yeah, let's just do that. Again, I'm got to set a goal. I got to type it in. Tell a story. Okay, if we hit the goal, tell a story. Actually, I don't have a story. It'd be good if I had a story. I could tell a story. I'm like, what story am I going to tell? We'll do a celebration. As I'll play the sound effects. Anyway, this is just for demo purposes anyway, so I'm going to drop that. So in the chat now, you should see a little goal at the top. It would have popped up. So with 5 super chats, if we get 5 super chats in the next 30 minutes, we'll have a celebration. So that's sort of basically the same deal with these gift goals, except that's in the vertical live stream. Instead of super chats, it's the gifts, the gift animations. So that's how it works. Now I've got stuff all over my screen. Okay. Now I'm going to let's go back to this screen here, and let's jump on the questions I had in the chat, because I don't want to. And people are already going at the goal. I'm going to acknowledge that one in just a second. And remember that Chantel said, put a Q in front of your questions, like Davison or Natural Gem did. If you go to the hype leaderboard, why is the video ranked in 2 categories? Oh, that's it. I haven't seen that. But yeah. So it's in the top 100. So when you break it down and you go to like category level, it appears in more than one. It would depend on the video, I guess, and what available categories there are, which I haven't actually looked into. So that's an interesting question. I don't have an answer for that, and you've got me intrigued. There's something about hype I haven't dived into, apart from the fact that there's a leaderboard of 100, and then when you go onto the categories, which I haven't even got a list of, it'll show you which ones in that 100 are in that category. So it just narrows down that category to just the top one, the ones in the 100 that make that thing. There we go. We're testing the goal feature again. I remember we did that the first time it came out. Let's go to the next one. We'll revisit that hype one because I need to do some research. YouTube stated that the hype leaderboard will not affect their recommendation systems. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like a separate discovery. It's like a separate arm of discovery. Like you've got search it has its own algorithm and recommendation system. Browse has its own. Suggested has its own, and this is going off. It's going off. We'll acknowledge those in just a second. Don't you worry. So yeah, it's just another discovery system, but it doesn't sort of touch on like your browse and suggesteds in particular. But I could see that if there's some level of, yes, that's a good idea. If there's some level, if there's like a major boost, not from the hypes, but from people actually watching from the recommendation of the hypes, then I could see that might, in a small way, because it would have to be at volume to affect the algorithm, I think. But maybe if it also gives them like good watch time, maybe that affects the click-through rate in a positive way somehow. So maybe indirectly it would, but it's not directly gonna influence who YouTube's going to show that video to overall. No vertical. I hate vertical. Yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea, is it? I tried doing a dual horizontal vertical yesterday using ATEM's OBS, but forgot it doesn't handle well on my laptop. Yeah, because you're basically encoding 2 streams at once. So yeah, I understand. The only issue is the one I mentioned last week about turning on subscriber-only comments. Needs to be done on desktop only, which is silly. Yes. There's always some weird and questionable, silly things going on. Okay, now I'm at the section in the thing is like where everybody was telling me that my audio was cut out, so I'm going to skip ahead. Go. Okay, the audio's come back now. Here we go. How do we buy jewels? I don't think we have access. Okay, so if you're watching a vertical live stream and that channel's eligible for receiving gifts, then the ability to purchase jewels should appear on the screen. So you can buy like your bulk of jewels during one of these streams. Unfortunately, I don't think they have a way of getting to that. Maybe if you're not in a vertical live stream, so you can only avail yourself of the ability to purchase during one of these streams. So you have to be on one of these streams that is eligible, and so that feature is turned on. Which, yeah, I can see that's a bit of an odd thing going on there. So from a creator side of things, they have to have opted into the whole. There's a specific name for it in the back end in the end tab. It was to do with virtual currency or something. It's called like a virtual currency contract that's separate from super chats, separate from channel memberships and that you have to acknowledge as a creator. So for a live streamer, they have to sort of accept that first for all that things to be turned on, so they have the ability to receive the gifts. Yeah, so you have to be in the US watching a US stream that the creator has opted in, so there's the ability to buy the jewels and to also to gift the jewels, or spend the jewels to buy gifts, I should say. Yeah, it's a bit convoluted. Once they roll out to more countries, I think it'll be a little bit easier. Stanley says, I don't think I like this whole gems thing. Reminds me of the microtransactions in cheap mobile games. It's a bit like that. It's a bit like I think they use the what's it called on Twitch, like the Twitch bits or whatever it is, where you're buying the virtual currency and then spending it on the streamer. So it's a little bit like that. I missed Demi. Demi's here. Welcome. Is it me or is the audio low? Maybe it is low. Maybe my overall is low, or I'm just not addressing the microphone in the right way. Okay, it was a bit. Philip, welcome as well. This is a bit quiet for a second. Yeah, maybe if I like move away from my microphone, that does make a difference. All right. Also, RPM Nexus in the house. Been a while. Been a hot minute. Welcome. Gems the same as TikTok. Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's get to these. Let's get to these gift goals and sending emojis, just like TikTok. Wish platforms will stop trying to copy each other. Yeah, I think they're trying to find little nuggets of monetization for creators, and sometimes it can sort of all get a little bit convoluted, I think is the word we're looking for. Okay, let's hit these. Amazing Hot Destinations. Drop the 40 Thai baht there. That's the first. We're on our way of the number of ones we've put in for our test super chat goal. Thank you so much for that. Let's. Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's the one I want. Super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Next one was Home Repaired with the test $5 super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
And Chantel with the $5 super chat. Hit the button. Thank you
for the super chat.
So we've tested it now. We've got the goals going along, I should say, not going away. And Frankie, drop the super sticker.
Thank you for the super sticker.
And it didn't, because it's a super sticker, it didn't tick over the goal, but that's okay. I count it on my internal, up here, my internal goal. It's recorded. That's funny. And Monique's here. Welcome. Project Help Desk, welcome. I know that it's really the Creator Classroom. And play that one for you. Business Grove Ready's here. Mike's here. Hello. I'm going to split the difference. I'm going to do my live streams at 45-degree tilt so I can catch both audiences. That's good thinking. That's thinking up here for thinking on that one. No, not at all. I've already. We're at 4 out of 5 in my mind. We're at 4 out of 5. Brent's here. American English for Brent. Welcome. I'm probably just too old. I hate the new gamification. Yeah, I'm. As you know, I don't normally use a lot of these features in the live chat. Obviously, we've sort of taken on over the years, because they've been out for a while, we've taken on board sort of the super chats in various ways. We've taken on board that maybe the channel membership's okay. We're still all this, obviously the ones that we're not sure about are these gifts and gems and the vertical live streams, the hype, which we're going to talk about more shortly, different things like that. It's interesting. It's interesting. What we're going to do is we're going to jump back, hit the rest of the news items. There's not a lot today, so I'm going to get through them pretty quickly. So let's jump in first of all, and now this is something sort of good news to me. It's probably my favorite news story of the week, and it only sort of just snuck onto my radar from our good friend Peggy. Says the YouTube Create app, which has only been on Android so far, is now rolling out on iPhones in, of all places, Canada. So props to the Canadians here. If you have an iPhone that is a 10R or newer models, running at least iOS 17 or later, is what I'm trying to say, you'll be able to download and use the YouTube Create app. Now, the YouTube Create app is an editing app like Reels has Edit and TikTok has CapCut. YouTube has YouTube Create. So it's a similar style app where you can cut your videos vertically or horizontal videos all on your phone. So it's a tool that YouTube are providing. And so I'm excited to see it on iPhone. So I can't wait till that rolls out to other countries like Australia so I can access it. Now, I did, when it first came out, I did make a video on my mobile channel because I had on my Pixel. I was able to use it on that and do a bit of a demo when it first rolled out to the wider world of those 21 countries that they're on Android when it rolled out. I made that video, so that's over on my mobile channel. But I'm looking forward to having it on an iPhone because that's my daily driver. That's the stuff I do most of my creative work on. I had my Android phone. Well, I had my Android phone. It no longer works. Thanks Google for phones that batteries don't last. Thank you very much. YouTube Create. I'm looking forward to the continued rollout of that one. Now, this is an odd one, and I don't know if you can see it on here, but in Shorts now, apparently we're starting to see these sort of like surface, and I don't really know what I'm supposed to be looking at, but I'm assuming on the screen there you can see those. You see like the Mr. Beast logo with the heart on it and the other hearts. So I don't know what they're about because this post doesn't go into any detail or link to any sort of reference, which is a little bit disappointing. But these sort of floating sort of like things or hearts. So I don't know how they get hearted because usually it's a creator that hearts on YouTube. Like I can heart, like I can go back in here and heart the super chats, which I need to do. Thank you for reminding me. And then in the comments section, I can heart all the, I can heart comments along the way. So it's one of those It's one of those weird things that I don't really have an answer for, but if you know, let me know. Drop it in the chat if you understand what that's about, because I don't have a clue. But I thought I'd mention it because, you know, weird things pop up all the time. All right. Also late this week, Renee, the YouTube creator liaison, dropped a couple of myths that he's busted on while on X, of course. He's dropped that on. The first one that he dropped, because he dropped 2 in a row, and we'll address both of them. This one's a little bit tricky, if I recall. Let me make sure that I've got, how many screens have I got on this one? Oh, it's just one. Should creators, now this is an interesting one, should creators avoid dubbing in certain languages or turning on player for education because it could lower CPMs? So you've probably heard some people say, well, if I dub in, say, Hindi, and it goes to India, and I get more views from India, then my RPM drops because the value of their ads that they get shown are a lot less than maybe, say, in the United States or Canada, or Australia, or wherever you might be. Which, that is true, but you're getting more views. It's not instead of the other views that are earning your revenue. It's an addition. So it's a bit of a silly one. And the other one that I have heard, and I don't know the logic for it, is somebody's been going around saying that you shouldn't enable player for education as a revenue source because it could lower CPMs. YouTube Premium doesn't lower CPMs, so why would the player for education lower CPMs? Like this one doesn't make sense. And I've heard somebody mention, don't turn on player for education because it'll do something in the algorithm or do something. I don't know if it's monetization. I don't know if that's a different thing. I don't know where people are coming from with that one, but I think it's a little bit. I think it's a little bit bogus. Okay, now Renee's explanation doesn't make sense to me, so I'm not going to bother reading it out because I'd read it and I don't follow that. I don't even follow it. I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. But the myth itself, I understand. I'm like, yeah, because if you're reaching for the dubbing thing, say I suddenly start dubbing in Hindi and I get a lot more views in India, but I'm still getting those same views I'm getting in the United States. So they're still earning at the same rate with the same ads at the same sort of rough CPM. Okay, I might be getting way more views in India in addition to those, which if I wasn't getting, I wouldn't be earning anything, but I'll be earning something. So it's still in addition to, it's not instead of. So I think that's a better way of looking at it than the mathematical nonsense that Renee was saying here, which I don't even understand. Let's go to the next one. The next myth: should creators wait 24 to 48 hours before making a video public? So this is that whole thing about, well, if I upload my video, I need to wait before I publish it. And sometimes people give you that advice, but they don't give you the context. Renee says this, the theory here is that it takes YouTube a day or two to understand your video. So waiting will result in better recommendations. Actually, the recommendation system starts understanding the audience behavior the moment you make your video public. So waiting 24 to 48 hours is no different to waiting 24 to 48 seconds or months. So nothing happens until you make it public anyway. So it knows the video's there. It knows what the video is about, but it can't start testing with an audience until it's made public. So waiting is just delaying the push of the video, basically, which is not negative in either way. So it's a very neutral thing. It's like when you publish it, then it starts going to work. It doesn't start going to work while it's still in the back end. Now, the reason why people do tell you to maybe wait a little bit before you publish is to just let all those copyright checks and different things happen. But quite often that can happen within minutes of when you finish uploading and finish completing the form and your upload flow. Then it has already checked for claims and things in the back end. It will tell you that it's cleared and ready to go. So from that point on, feel free to publish it whenever you want. You can then just schedule it or release it or do whatever you want so that it suits what you want to do. There's no algorithmic value in waiting 24, 48 hours. So I think that's pretty good. Good. And Amazing Art Destinations dropping another 20 Thai baht there and pushing our goal forward, of course. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to go make sure, because I always forget the heart there. Let's heart that. All right. I need to scroll back up so I don't lose my spot in the chat. And we're going to go on to the next one. Okay, here's something that was... I feel like I've missed something. I feel like I've missed an announcement. I'm looking at my screens to see if I missed anything. I don't see it. I thought there was another thing another announcement, but let's do this one. Channel memberships. This is pretty cool because if you like watch live streams on say like an iPhone or an iPad, in many cases for most channels you aren't able to join their membership from those devices because of the whole way that the charges go through Apple's ecosystem, and so YouTube don't get their full cut, Apple gets a cut, and so both YouTube and you as a creator get less for that membership because it gets paid through the iOS system. So in most cases they don't do the recurrings or allow you to do recurrings through iOS unless you're a uber big channel that gets high volumes of memberships. But here it says upcoming changes to channel memberships purchasing options for viewers. As of August 25th, which is the other week, a new billing system for iOS will allow more viewers to be able to purchase memberships on iOS devices such as iPhones and iPads. On September 16th, so it's coming up in a week or two. Well, let's call it 2 weeks. It's about 10 days from today. These updates will roll out to all channel membership creators. So by mid-September, then you'll start to be able to see that you can actually join and do all the channel membership stuff on those devices, whereas before you could do them on Android, you could do it on desktop. If you go through the Google payment system, it was working fine. But now must work something out with Apple to get a better deal, or to get it not pay the full 30% or whatever Apple's cut is on those as an in-app purchase, as they say. So that's good news because that sort of gives people the opportunity. A lot of people say, I can't find the join button. You've probably been on streams where people are saying, I want to join, but I can't find the join button because they're on an iOS device. So that should be in the past very soon. I think that's cool. All right, we need to catch up on the chat, and then we're going to talk about the old hypey hype. Where am I up to? I'll just do that as a marker to kick off where I'm up to. Scully pops in the house. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. YouTube's doing all the things. Yeah, I get they want to have a piece of every pie, don't they? I think at this point it's like, they're trying not to leave anything on the table. Let's see. Myth busting. Seeing comments that I don't remember what we're talking about, so I'm just like, okay. They're making all these things but still can't get tagging and mobile right. That is true, and we have seen like not in this stream, we're still using channel names in this stream, but we're seeing streams. Like we'll probably see it in Nick's stream because he's had it for the last couple of weeks on his streams, is where they're showing the handles. And the handles are supposed to be the gateway to be able to tag on mobile. So I don't know how long it's going to take. It's sort of what we're promised. It was hinted at many months ago. So hopefully we'll get that this year. Please let us get that this year. All right. 3.k says clearly YouTube dropped the ball. Yeah, they tend to drop balls on a lot of things. I think it could be a volume thing. I'm not sure what it could be. Michael Sahosky's in the house. Good to see you. Hello. All right, we had another one. I'm going to go over and like it first. Let's drop the like on that, and let's gonna scroll down, find it, so I can click on it. There is another $5 super chat from Larry, and that gets us to our gift goal. Or no, it's not a gift goal; it's a super chat goal. I can't speak now. Super chat goal has been.
Thank you for the super chat.
Yes. Oh, and now I'm scrolling all over the shop, and then we'll talk about that celebration in just a sec. I want to get caught up on these chat messages. Let's get the goal. Oh, we got to 100%. We got there. We got it there. Thank you all. Larry says, previously I could only do YouTube membership stuff on a desktop, not my phone. Like, I'm glad they are fixing this. Yeah, it was a whole payment processing issue because they didn't want to give all that recurring revenue to Apple. So, you know, but it was less going to the creator as well. So, you know, that benefits both YouTube and the creator by sort of improving things to be able to turn that on. Plus, hopefully it gives people opportunity to have that ability because maybe that's their main way of doing it. Stuff is on their iPhone. All right. Everyone's saying hi, hello. Yeah, that is, and it's starting to go in reverse now because we've got the Studio app, and you still have to do stuff on the website, but now they're adding stuff to the main YouTube app, like this hype feature that doesn't seem to be on desktop, which we'll talk about shortly. There's different examples of that where, like, communities is another thing. It's like it's all whiz bang on your phone, but it's not on desktop. What's going on? So the chat goal is for a celebration thing. The chat goal was actually was doing a demo because we're talking about gift goals on verticals. Because this is a vertical live stream, I couldn't demonstrate it. So I said it's just like this, and then that was the demonstration. And there's everybody chimed in on the demonstration by dropping some super chats and even a super sticker. Yeah. Throwing cocktails. There we go. No, I don't want to steal too much thunder from that, but yes, it has been hinted at. Has been hinted at. All I can say is I would advise tuning in at the beginning of Nimmin Live today at 9 a.m. Eastern or whenever it is actually going live today. I know they went 15 minutes late last week. I'm going to check on that, see if we've got anything scheduled. Oh, we're going 9:15 Eastern. It will be 9:15 Eastern. I can confirm. Probably need an extra 15 minutes to prepare for whatever it's going to be. It's going to be something. Yeah, I agree. There's certain power tools on desktop that really do need to be in the Studio app. 100%. Yeah, and then this is another example of the reverse is what Chantal says is like the managing mod tools are on the app, but not on desktop. It's weird. Not every mod. I can understand being able to mod from a phone if I could tag people, would be good. But I would like those managing moderator tools on desktop because that's where I do most of my serious modding. Hello, welcome. Does the hype button work for live streams as well? Only on the replay. It works on the replay of once the live stream becomes a VOD, a video on demand, then it is hypeable for the first 7 days. If you're a channel that qualifies for hype, of course. All right. Let's talk about hype. I got to take issue with YouTube on this hype feature. And so we're going to get serious with it right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in. I've got to find my scene. jump in here. Has Hype already lost its hype? That's one way of saying it. I think on the thumbnail I said it a different way, in the title I said it a different way again. But now that it's been out for a couple of weeks, the rollout has been confusing, and many people are asking, has YouTube dropped the ball? Or has Hype missed the mark before it's even gotten going? Is it rushed? And what are the other issues that we're seeing with Hype? Maybe some missteps, maybe some suggestions where we think that YouTube could improve things. And during this process, I might ask some questions. If you have some thoughts on the different points, then make sure you jump in on the chat, and I'll highlight some of those along the way. I do need to open my notes. All right. So, as we got started, we were excited. It's a new feature. We're, hopeful of it being something interesting, something that might be helpful. And this was touted as something that would help small creators get discovered more, and all sorts. And those, that's what we're promised, is it's going to boost small creators in the viewers being able to hype a particular video in the first 7 days, and we'll get on some sort of hype leaderboard and get discovered, and then more people would hopefully watch that video. Andrew Ken in the house. Has Hype lost its hype? Exactly. So today what we're going to do is we're going to break down some of these unanswered questions, talk about whether there's some better ways that YouTube could have done it, any other recommendations we might have, where we think that the cross the point, where there's still some mystery or unanswered questions. So I think there are a few unanswered questions. So let's have a look at this one. Okay, the first one is, the biggest problem is the messy and inconsistent rollout. And what do I mean by confusing and inconsistent? So many people still don't have the feature. On this very channel, I can still not hype a video that I see that's brand new on a channel that's should be qualifying, because it's between 500 and 500,000 subscribers. I don't have the button. I do not see the button. I have another channel where I do more of my viewing on. It has it. I've been able to hype from that. But this is my main channel. I don't have it on this. Some of my other channels I don't have it on. I think I've only seen 2 of my potentially 4 or 5 channels that I sort of have access to, that I can look at content on, that has the hype. So not everybody's got it yet. And what's the reason for that? Is it just a slow rollout? We don't know. That is to be seen. We're a little bit clueless on how speedy this rollout, but we know that sometimes YouTube are slow on the rollout and sometimes they're fairly prompt on a rollout. I'm going to give them more time, but the longer it goes, the more concerned I am that there are channels being excluded for other reasons other than it just hasn't rolled out yet. I should qualify. There's nothing in what the documentation says that says that I shouldn't have it at this point. So let me know, and if you haven't been able to see the hype button under videos that are less than 7 days old and channels that should be eligible. So they have to be under 500,000, 500,000 subscribers or above 500. And they have to be in YouTube Partner Program. That's the other one. So let me know. The user experience, is Hype even accessible? And now this sort of follows on from the first one with the spotty rollout. There's fundamental questions as to where and how people can use this feature. And I sort of touched on that already. And this time what I'm talking about is these hype buttons are only appearing on mobile. You can't see them on desktop. I've not seen anybody show me a picture of it on desktop under a video. I've not seen it. I go to the same channel that I have I can see the hype button on the same video on mobile. I go to the same video on desktop on the same account. There is no hype button. So why isn't it a desktop feature? Why is it not on desktop? It should be on desktop. It should be on TV. You should be able to hype from TV. I don't know if it's on TV. I haven't checked if it's on TV, but I don't see it here on desktop. And you think that that would be the place that you would be able to see it. There's no mention in the documentation directly that states it is only mobile only. Although on one of the help pages, under the one of the viewer help pages, it shows you instructions for Android and iPhone, but not computer. That's the only hint that tells me that it's not on desktop. So let's talk about some of the hype functionality for a second. The core mechanic. Are the leaderboards flawed? I think they are. The whole point of hype is to land on a leaderboard for discovery for these so-called small channels. But the structure of these leaderboards might be fundamentally misaligned with how YouTube actually works. And I have a couple of points on this. First one is the local leaderboards that they're talking about, like country-specific leaderboards, versus what I think they should have as a global leaderboard. YouTube's made leaderboards country-specific. Does this make sense when creators have a global audience? Like me, I have my video out. I'm getting hypes from the US. I'm getting hypes from New Zealand. I'm getting hypes from Canada. I'm getting hypes from Australia, which means it splits all my hypes up over different leaderboards, but they don't add up all in total to matter for that one single video in one single list. So I get hype points from different countries, but they don't help each other. They're not adding up to a grand total. They're only useful in the countries that they're given in. It doesn't make sense. And the second part of that is, okay, is a top 100 leaderboard big enough to be a discovery tool? With so many videos being uploaded every minute, let alone every day or every week on YouTube, is 100 spots enough? Even though they're in different countries, is 100 spots even enough? Should it be a 500 leaderboard? Should it be 1,000 leaderboard? Should it be a leaderboard for anybody that has ever received the hype in that 7-day period? Should they make the leaderboard no matter how many there are? Should there be like 30,000 in the leaderboard? What should it be? That I don't have an answer for, but I think it should be a darn sight bigger than 100. So when you filter by the niche, say you filter that list down to gaming, you should see the top 100 gamers, but all they do is show you gaming out of that 100 list. So there might be like 20 gamers out of that 100 list. So you only see 20 in that list. So why not show me 100 gamers list? And so that shows me a whole bunch of people who aren't in the 100 overall list, but I can discover them by that genre because I'm interested in gaming in this example. So that's another way that the leaderboard doesn't really dice with me in terms of discoverability. There's very much limited discoverability. I don't think the discoverability is going to benefit those other than those who might get the sufficient amount of hypes to get into the top 100. And I think for discovery, people should have the ability to scroll as long as they want to scroll to discover content that may have been hyped, because somebody has decided it's good enough to hype, that should be good enough to be discovered in some manner. All right. I missed this. I've got a whole nother one that I didn't do a thing for. Next section, which I didn't do a name tag for. I skipped it. Well, who is hype really for? Who is it for? Like, who's benefiting from it? YouTube says that hype is for smaller channels, but the eligibility rules seem to contradict that. 500,000 subscribers is not a small channel. Like, it's a small channel if you compare it with Mr. Beast, but it's not a small channel when you compare it with the bulk of channels that are on YouTube are. I think it's well, I'm trying to remember the stat, but if you're at 10,000 subscribers, then you're in the top, I think it's 10% or 5% of channels on YouTube already. So you're going to the you're pushing right already into the elite and digging in, and that's not really benefiting the smaller creators. I think that the top end level should be lowered. So I have 2 points on this. The subscriber gap is what I'm talking about. I think once you get a silver play button or reach 100,000 subscribers, that should be the cutoff. I think it shouldn't be 500,000, it should be 100,000. Let's bring it down to that and try that a little bit longer. Let that really benefit the small channels, because depending on your definition of small, 50,000 subscribers is small to some people. Whereas people like, to me, I think 50,000 is doing pretty well. If you're in between me and 100,000 subscribers, then you're moving along nicely. You're doing all right. You're doing good. So you know, I think even that's being generous. But let's just go with 100,000 subscribers, because it's that nice tip over. It's like, you don't no longer qualify for hype, but now you got 100,000. You've reached the first play button that's available to creators. So let's call it 100,000 subscribers. And then the other end of the spectrum is that 500 subscriber and being in the YouTube partner program. So if the goal is to make it available to smaller channels, then we're cutting out a whole segment of the 0 to 500s. And there's a lot of creators in there, and there's a lot of up and coming creators in there. They're the ones that need the boost because they haven't yet reached monetization. Can we help them along with some hype? But we can't, because we're not allowed to hype people under 500,000. 500. And I understand that because they're going to be bringing in a monetization angle on these whole hype thing, that I think they've missed the mark and sort of ignored the fact that the free hype should be able to go to any channel from 0 onwards. Or if you're concerned with people, you know, like live streaming, you maybe start at 50. You know, 50 subscribers you can live stream. So if it's 50 subscribers you can live stream, 50 subscribers you should be able to get your videos hyped, surely. I think maybe 50. So it should be. So my suggested range would be 50 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers, and even I think that top end is generous, as I mentioned. So let me know what you think. I think there's going to be a lot of things in the chat here. I'm going to start rocking through those in a second. So let me recap some thoughts here. So with the hype, we've seen inconsistent rollout, and we've seen that seemingly it's only on mobile, not being confirmed. I've been ghosted on that question. Questionable leaderboard. It was limited leaderboard, I would say. The eligibility top and bottom is probably a little bit off. That needs to be adjusted. So has hype missed the mark? So is this a great idea that they've had flawed execution on, or is the entire thing just fluff? Is hype 100% fluff? That's the thing we have to consider. Is it fluff? 100% fluff? It's not helping any small creators at all. Is it just like a front to show that YouTube cares? I hope not. So let me know what you think about that, whether or not you like hype or not. I think there's been some missteps, and that's my thoughts on the missteps. So I'm going to leave the hype up for a second so I can hit some. Let's officially say good morning to Andrew Can. As a viewer, I can't hype, so this is going to be common. A couple of channels said that they're eligible, but I can't do it. Yeah. As for this creator, it won't be helpful because most of my views are on desktop or TV, and hype isn't there. That definitely touches on another problem that we talked about. Beanie Draws in the house. Beanie Draws. Have you seen the news? Have you seen the play button news? We'll talk about that later. All right. Let's see. like, hype, subscribe, and comment. Yes, and it's another call to action that we have to think about. Or do we? Should we even bother thinking about it at this point? That's to be determined. Yeah. My understanding is YouTube are working and trying to improve the TV viewing experience. So we'll see. We'll see. Beanie says, I think YouTube dropped the ball with hype, considering Twitch has had hype trains for well over 5 years. Yeah, maybe it's just implementation. All right, let's see. Say hello. I haven't seen hype yet. Once I have access to it on the back end, had a message about it on the dashboard though. Yeah, so most creators should have like the opt out option, because they're opted in automatically, so it will appear on your videos if they qualify. The thing that we haven't seen is like it available on every channel to drop as a viewer. That's a good piece of feedback. I only see hype 25% of the time. Yeah. I know the first week I had to go looking for hype under certain videos, because either the creators were already over the 500,000 top end, so I couldn't hype them because, like maybe it was Nick Nimmin or someone else, and I couldn't find it. I'm like, well, that's because, they don't qualify. Maybe some creators have just flat out decided to opt out. I'm not sure what percentage would that be. But the main thing is that we're not, as a viewer, we're just not seeing it on every channel yet. We're not seeing it here. As a channel that I watch, as a channel that watches, I'm not seeing on any videos that should qualify. That means that my channel doesn't have the ability to hype yet. Yeah. Now, where I have seen it, to know what it looks like, it's if you're on a mobile device, at least if you think that the channel is within the range and does qualify, and the video is less than 7 days old, what you should do is all the buttons underneath, you can sort of scroll across with your finger. It's right after the super thanks, if they have super thanks. So you'll see super thanks and you'll see the hype. And I think after that might be the download button or something like that. That's where to look for it if you want to look for it. Once I go through the process to find creators that have the appropriate requirements, yeah, that's it. Just to get eyeballs on the thing. Just to get eyeballs on it. I can use the hype, but it's limited compared to the like button. I'm only using it as a super like button for outstanding videos. Yes, because you're limited to 3 a week, so it's appropriate that you treat it like that. That's actually a good call, because you only have 3 to give out, so you want to be very, very picky, I guess. Most people watch more than 3 videos a week, so you want to be picky as to who you want to give it to. And yes, and then obviously not every video is eligible anyway, but if you do see it, is it hype worthy? Apparently Andrew Can brings the hype 100% of the time. Livestream Consultants has not seen it yet, but have not looked really hard. Yeah, sometimes you can blink and miss it, so I understand that. The mobile only feature because kids need the gamification. Oh, yeah, but I would like to be told that it's a mobile only feature. They haven't told us that. Like, I read all the documentation. I made a video reading through the documentation. It didn't tell me outright there's a mobile only feature. And when it is, it usually tell you that. Andrew's only ever seen it on his Android. I wonder if that's more helpful. I don't have an Android to check on right now. All right. Andrew Can also says the leaderboards are confusing. Absolutely. Where are we? Hype would have been a good idea to show off to people if I don't know who make great content, but I think worldwide, not my region, however. Yeah, it's like I want to be able to discover videos that aren't just recommended by people in my country. I might have something in common with them, but there's people who are better suited, watch similar content, they might live in a different country and their recommendation is probably more appropriate to me. I want a global leaderboard. I want to be able to go and look at the categories that they break them down to, instead of just like every video where they just break it down to, say, gaming or fashion or whatever. And I want to be able to see a decent list that I can find if I'm interested in finding. I'm going to look at the current hype leaderboard, see if there's anything trending that might be useful or might be interesting for me to watch. Because sometimes you're looking for new content to watch, and YouTube are recommending stuff to you, but sometimes you just want to go down and maybe do your own investigationing, as they say. And yes, investigationing is a real word. Too many, that's why it becomes confusing. Too many qualifiers. It's like, it's got to be this, it's got to be this, it's got to be. I understand why it's for new videos, 7 days old. I haven't really thought about if that's the appropriate length, to be honest. It does go quite quick, having my video come out the previous Tuesday, and then it hit the 7 day period this past Tuesday. It is an interesting thing to consider. Maybe 14 days is a better option, or possibly a month. But I think that might be getting too long for what they're intending. I think 14 days might be good. I hadn't really given that part a thought before, if you know what I mean. Yeah, there's like so many videos that are new that could potentially, apart from like ones that don't fall in the eligibility, that could technically get hyped and get on a leaderboard. But we need to see more of the leaderboard. Oh, it's a good thing that the hype is not on shorts, isn't it? It's a good thing. I don't think shorts should be hyped. They got their own little algorithm juice. That's true. But I'm not talking about the video. I'm talking about the segment. You know what? At this point, we should go back to this one, and let's get rid of the hype. Let's see if I can get caught up on these comments. Hype, I'd like to see them redo the categories and make them better and updated. Absolutely, I agree. 100%. Yep, silver play button and you're out, or 100k, whichever comes first. Well, I guess you get your 100k, then you get silver play button. I agree. I think they cut it at, yes, 500k now. That's correct. But a play button seems to be like a good cutoff. Yeah, I think that it's poetic. I think poetic's the word I'm looking for. We discussed this specifically on Chantel's Live, and I think it's a piece of a bigger thing that YouTube might be working on that we don't know about yet. Yeah, there's always things going on in the background that we don't know about. That could be something coming, that something's put in place for something that's coming in the future. And we'll just have to see what that looks like when it comes. Yeah, sometimes you're just in the mood for going and finding somebody new to watch. Saying something that somebody else hasn't said before, or something like that. They'll talk about a topic and getting a different angle on that topic. Make the rule for hype only for active creators. You can't hype a channel with no videos, for example. Well, yeah, we're only hyping videos, you're not hyping channels, so yeah. So yeah, active, definitely, that's why it's on new videos the first 7 days. So that already meets those two criteria in a sense, because it's brand new video, not old content. You can't hype old content. And if you don't upload a video, you can't get hyped because you're not hyping a channel. It's not like subscribing. It's saying that this video, I want other people to see it. So let's vote for that. It's like dropping a vote. And you got 3 votes a week. For now. Hype, you could have a worldwide leaderboard and a leaderboard for each country. Yeah, could potentially, yeah. And each category, TV, computer, and phone. Yeah, maybe too many gets confusing, but definitely the categories. We really see that they're doing that. But let's fill them out. Let's not just see 5 because there's only 5 of those in the top 100. Let's see more. Let's have the top 100 be a top 1,000. Let's see it bigger. Let's get opportunity to discover more content. Chantel says it's total fluff. Yeah, I did say that was in my closing remarks. It's a total fluff. It could be total fluff. Ooh, Creative Classroom actually found the hype. I have access to project. It's always the channel that you don't do your main stuff on. Thanks, YouTube. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I'm hopeful of a great stream. Could be total fluff right now, but still has potential. Well, I'm hoping that's the case. Absolutely. Where are we? Oh, I gotta as a viewer, it feels annoying as heck. Oh, scroll down and then swipe to find the hype and then swipe back. Yeah, the people getting confused that the fact that card where the comments sit. Because if it's a live stream replay, you could already swipe left and right between the comments and the live chat replay. But now they've added the hype to that. So if that video has been hyped at all, there'll be a hype and then you can swipe to the comments, or comments and swipe to the hype. And then if it's a live stream replay, you got all 3. The one thing to be interesting, once this live stream becomes a replay, it's hypeable. In theory. Well, it is, because I'm eligible for hype. So, you know, once this is done and gone up for replay, I don't know if it needs to process first or whether I think the hype shows up pretty quick from memory. So that is something to keep in mind. You know what? We're gonna do something. Oh, hang on, I have to do it on my phone, don't I? No, that's not gonna work either. No, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I had an idea and it's not gonna work. Right. I was just having a conversation about how I don't comment on a lot of videos because I'm watching on TV. Yeah, that could be a thing. Looker Survivor, welcome. I'm not sure what Looker Survivor is. That's an interesting channel name. Take time or block. I don't know. Is that an inappropriate thing? I don't know. If it's inappropriate, no, I don't know. It's inappropriate. I don't know why I would time out and block. Somebody dropped the last call emoji, but yeah, I know why. Because it's time. I'm just trying to get caught up. Let's call it while I'm scrolling through getting through.
It's the last call.
Last call, which means we're getting towards the latter part of the show. So make sure if you got anything else you want to say or question you want to ask, put a Q in front of that, or just drop your comment. And last chance to drop the comments while I finish getting caught up in the chat. There's more than one way to hype a channel. Well, that's right. That's right. Depends on your definition. You can go with a broader definition of hype, and hype could be me just talking up a video that I saw recently on my live stream or on another video or in my community thing or one of those places. There's a double dog dare. I think that's the first time I've seen a double dog dare today. I really have YouTube open up on my phone. Actually, I do a lot of YouTubing on my iPad, which is interesting. Phone less so. Yeah, leaderboard. I think I demoed that. I think I demoed where to find the leaderboard on phone in last week's live stream, so you can catch the replay on that one. Not every video on a channel has it, so it's not per channel. Yep, that's right. I went to a channel called Bowtie Life in the Garden. I went to his video from this account, no hype there. Went to the video from my other channel and saw the hype. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Not every viewing channel has it yet. From the viewing point of view. Oh, I missed it. The live stream consultants got the mystery gift for the day. Michael Scott. I thought it was a very appropriate one. YouTube is the second largest search engine. It should be easy to make lots of leaderboards. Oh, definitely. I think so. You could, and you can automate it. Like they've got systems in place. It's easy to automate that stuff because you're just tracking and sorting by the amount of hype points that the video's gotten, and whether if it's eligible and it has hype points, it should be in the list, and it should just appear where it ranks. Let's have a look. That's it. That's how it's done. I imagine only people that care about hype are creators. It's a glorified like button. Yeah, possibly. With any new feature, it's like viewers have to be educated about it just as much as creators, because if it's a creator and a viewer, viewers have to interact. Like viewers have to learn how to use Super Chat when Super Chat was introduced. Like what's this and what's this? Okay, it's like dropping a dono on Twitch or whatever. And, I'd have to do it for a third party. I can do it right on YouTube now. It's like learning that. Like I think the uptake on like something like Super Thanks has been slow because it's just a button under the video, and it hasn't really been. I don't think it got a little bit of an explanation when it came out by YouTube, but not how many viewers read emails from YouTube or YouTube updates for creators, for viewers, I should say. Someone's dropped another super chat. No, it's a super sticker, I think. Let me grab that real quick. I have to scroll down, and there it is.
Thank you for the super sticker.
It's the hype super sticker, very appropriate. That hype super sticker has been around for a while, and it gives us a little bit more new meaning with that's technically the first ever paid hype. There we go. What do you think about that? Chantel, thoughts about moderation there? Catherine's here. Hello. Good morning. All right, I think I'm getting close to the bottom. Stanley says, I was playing with it a bit. I don't really see how much impact that will have for most creators. Yeah, that's my concern. Especially with the limited leaderboard. Cool thought, failed accomplishment, in my opinion. Yes, I think that's the case. That's right, because us creators tend to get more emails from YouTube than a viewer. A viewer might get like something if they've got like a premium subscription or something like that, where YouTube communicating something or something that some viewing thing like yesterday's NFL game from South America that they broadcast over YouTube. You can just watch it for free. I didn't watch it. It was available to me. I think when it started, I was asleep. And then when I got up, I didn't watch it. I was doing other stuff. And then I was modding Roberto's stream last night. I think the game was still going at that point, but I didn't tune in. I'm not one. I don't know the last time I watched an NFL game on TV, let alone YouTube. If you have to put "don't time out" on your display name, it sends a particular message to mods. Yeah, it actually draws more attention, doesn't it? It draws more attention. So yeah, there's a bit of creator advice there. Park Rose is here. Hello everyone. I really thought the hype feature would be a lot more, and it seems to have fallen flat. Yeah, it's been like a week, 2 weeks. Well, it was announced. They announced it like it was rolling out the weekend before, but they announced it on the previous week's Creator Insider on the Tuesday. And then that's when we were talking about. My video came out about half a day before it was on Creator Insider, so I got the early scoop on it, put it out there, and just with the information I had. Obviously, we didn't see it in the wild. We're learning things as it goes in the wild, figure out what's going on, and hence today's presentation that basically I think YouTube dropped the ball on it. I think it's been right, the right old stuff up, as they would say. I don't know if that's Australian or if that's British, but it's the right old stuff up. I loved Dee's take on Hive last week. I'm trying to remember what he said now because the way I can imagine it was it was either a D rant or a derail. I said to my husband this morning, why is this game the first thing on my homepage? YouTube obviously does not know me. It's like, hey, this is a featured presentation. They put a lot of effort and money into broadcasting this game, even with their own coverage and their own backups in case the feed from whoever's given the feed failed and yeah, I'm sure they even had their own commentary apparently. I don't know. I didn't watch it. The best way to game YouTube is to make content people want to consume. 100%. 100%. All right. Now, Nick Nimmin is going live at 9:15, but let's quickly jump. Let's go through what's going on. Let's get rid of that one and that one. Nimmin live, not at 9 a.m. but 9:15, coming up 15 minutes later. Bit of a late start again like last week. I'll confirm if that's still the case. No, it hasn't changed. It's still correct. Now, Sunday. Chantel's not streaming this Sunday, so there's no stream this week, but I will be back here next week at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, same bat time, same bat channel, just so you know. And because I haven't done it for a few weeks, before we go, let's shout out the channel members. Current list of channel members. So big shout out to our Houston RD Max members, Ocean TV, Home Rapid Repair, and Colleen Smith. Thank you so much. And all the wonderful Houston RD members, paid and gifted. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. And we'll get some more content out to you guys soon. Yeah, for the past, I can't speak, few weeks, I must apologise for not shouting out the members. Ace tells us it was a good game, so that's good. It was, I can't remember who was playing. Was it the Chiefs and someone else? Anyway. You see, I was busy doing other things. All right. I want to thank everyone for watching me today. If you are here, you know what? You're not going to roll over to Nick's stream. Let's fix that right now. I need to fix that right now because it wasn't scheduled when I went live, so I couldn't set it that. Let's redirect you to Nick's stream. So what will happen is once I'm done, you'll automatically get rolled over to Nick's pre-show chat where you can maybe see the coffee song I'm not sure he's got playing. You'll be able to chat to everybody else until Nick and Dee go live at 1:15. So I want to thank everyone again for watching me. It's been fun talking. Thanks for the experiment. There was no obligation, but thank you those that decided to participate anyway. It was more of a demo, as seems to be lately. But I will catch you this time next week. We'll see what comes up in all the wonderful land of YouTube news and announcements and features. Could be something big, could be very quiet. I don't know, but we'll find out next week here on the show. And until next time, I'll catch you later.